All right, everyone. I'm going to the Olympic National Park. As you can see, there's Seattle. So you come on over here, and the very first place I go to is over here. You go to Port Angeles, you come up this road. This is Hurricane Ridge, right here. So you see Hurricane Ridge. Then I come over here. This is this is the Elwha River. And so I come up here right about there and film the Elwha River. That road is closed right now. Keep going on Highway 101. This is Lake Crescent right here. They don't call it Crescent Lake, they call it Lake Crescent. Okay, and I film right about there. Okay, then I come over here. You'll see video of Salduck Hot Springs. Although this hot springs is closed right now, I come on up here to the actual waterfalls. The next place I come to is over here. I don't go over here right now. All of this is closed. But I do come over here to the Hoh Rainforest Visitor Center, and there's a trail there that I take. Then I come down here while you're here, just as Highway 101 kisses the Pacific Ocean right there. That is Ruby Beach. And that's a really amazing place to see rock formations right there. So these are the locations that you're seeing in this video. I find that it's easier to show people a map, and that way they can get a sense of where on Earth they are. And as you can see, Olympic National Park is a really, really huge park. And the roads only take you into less than 1/10 of it. So now you know. I'm on my way up to Hurricane Ridge in Olympic National Park. This is the Strait of Juan de Fuca, as you can see from the container ship over there on the right-hand side of the screen. Across the way, I don't know if you can see it, is British Columbia. If you come over this way a little bit, you can see a spit of sand that goes out into the ocean. That is the Dungeness Spit. From point to point, it's 8 miles. And there's a lighthouse at the very end of it. If you keep coming around, I don't know if you're able to see that little island out there. That island is Protection Island. That is the very beginning of the Triangle of Death. All of the Japanese ships would have had to come through here, and they would have never made it much further past that island. So anyway, this is the view from up here. As you can see, the fall colors are starting to pop up here. And you'll see more in a little bit. Still on my way up to Hurricane Ridge. And that's it over there. In the top of this giant valley, all the way down there. Welcome everyone to Hurricane Ridge. This is the highest point you can go to driving in the Olympic National Park. Behind me you can see the Olympic Mountains, and Mount Olympus is somewhere out there. It's out in the middle of nowhere. The visitor center, of course, is closed, and there's practically no one up here, which is fine with me. I'm gonna go over there by that visitor center and gonna get my flag shot. Stay tuned. All right, everyone, here we go again. This is the best weather I've had yet when it comes to flying my flag in a national park. So, there we go. On 28 October 2020, Olympic National Park, my flag. This is Hurricane Ridge. Olympic National Park is the last park in Washington that I have yet to visit, that I have to visit. And I've actually been here several times. It's the third park out of the video series that I'm putting together of all of the places I'm flying my flag. The cool thing about Olympic National Park is that you have this part of it, which is up in the mountains. You have the Elwha River Valley, which I'm taking you to next. And you also have the Hoh Rainforest, which is, of course, a rainforest right along the Pacific Ocean. This is probably one of the most diverse parks that you have in this region because of that. Up here, it's almost always... Hurricane Ridge is called Hurricane Ridge for a reason. It's really windy. And it is covered in snow most of the year. It's actually getting ready. They're putting up the snow poles right now on the road coming up here, and it's the 28th of October. Given that, it won't be long until there's a lot of snow up here. Now you go out to the Hoh Rainforest, and well, it's always raining. You can see the coat that I'm wearing is a coat that's not really familiar to you. This is a coat that I wear in the fall, and I wear it in the winter. This is made by a company called Oros, right there, Oros, and I helped fund them with their Kickstarter campaign, and that's how I got this coat. Anyway, this coat is absolutely fantastic. I'm not paid by them to say that. I say this because it's actually a really awesome coat. The cool thing about it is, well, actually the opposite of cool, is the fact that it is extremely well insulated. It has little beads of aerogel in the coat, and as a result, you stay very, very warm. It's also Gore-Tex, so the water just beads right off of it. And if you need one coat that's lightweight and is really warm, this is the coat for you. Look up the company, Oros. You won't be disappointed, I assure you. Anyway, that is my spiel for this. I'll go ahead and put the snow-capped mountains there for you to see. And anyway, this has been my adventure up here. Now it's time to head back down elevation to the Elwha River Valley. I'll explain that down there. See you in a bit. All right, everyone, here I am on the edge of the Elwha River. I'm not actually in Olympic National Park right now, but all this water came from there. It's a huge runoff. Now, the reason I'm filming this river is because a few years back, there was quite the big little issue with this river in the fact that there were two dams that were further up on this river that were supplying power to the area. Well, those dams were blocking the salmon run that went further upstream. Those dams were put in the early 1900s and they began demolishing them back in 2011, if I remember correctly. It was a while ago. Anyway, they got rid of both of those dams, and now the salmon can run all the way up. This river has all of the species of salmon that are
present in the Pacific Ocean. And this river just teems with salmon. It's incredible to see it. So I wanted to film this because this river here goes up into the Olympics, but where I'm standing right now is not Olympic National Park. I think Elwha River is important enough to put in this video simply because it is a primary salmon habitat for spawning grounds. And now you've gotten to see it. I would go up to where the dams were, but there's nothing there anymore, so there's no point in taking you up there. It looks like that. So next place we're headed to is the Sole Duck area. Stay tuned. We're on our way to Sole Duck Falls. You can see the moss everywhere and all the trees. Let's see if I can get a good angle of it, blocking the sun. Look at that. That's moss right there. It's everywhere pretty much. This trail's relatively easy. It's only 0.8 miles. I wouldn't say it's wheelchair accessible, but I wanted to film this because you don't get a chance to see it that often. But I'm going to bring you right up to the top. Do you see that clump in this tree? It's really difficult to film it. Right there, that clump, that is an eagle's nest. They're not talking right now, but they were. It's a beautiful forest. How's that for a view? All right, everyone. That concludes the Olympic National Park adventure. You've seen some footage from today. You've seen some footage from a while back. I'm including stuff from all the different adventures I've taken. You've also seen a slideshow of some of my favorite pictures. I hope this best represents what I've seen of Olympic National Park. I strongly suggest you get out here and see it for yourself. Try to avoid summertime because it's just crazy out here. Until next time, I'll see you out there.